Hi, I'm Jameson Newlander, Alan Frog from the Lost Boys, and you're watching the Frog Brothers podcast.
What's Scooby-Doo running from a spooky ghost?
It's refreshment time, folks.
Are either one of these any good?
Do you like scary movies?
I don't watch movies.
I have to return some videotapes.
You have a TV? No. I just like to read the TV guide. Read the TV guide. Don't need a TV.
Books, records, films, these things matter. Call me Shell. It's the fucking truth.
Over 1,600 titles, each for rent at just $2 the first night, and only...
Finish him.
I don't watch TV.
Yeah, but you are aware that there's an invention called television, and on this invention they show shows, right?
Watch a few movies, take a few notes.
Channels 18, 24, 63, 109, 87, and the Weather Channel.
Welcome to the Frog Brothers podcast with your hosts, Justin and Alec.
Hello, and welcome to the Frog Bros podcast. Tonight, we are going to talk about a fine feature film, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Or is it?
It is. That's debatable. That's what we're going to talk about. So, a few things. I almost died last week. And by died, I mean just hurt my back pretty bad. That was fun.
You want to hurt me?
Have we not recorded since then? I guess not.
We may have recorded that night. You guys went live.
Oh, yeah, and you called in.
I called in for that.
Yeah.
But finally recovered a little bit. Yeah, I could barely walk. I had to crawl backwards down a flight of stairs just because something was wrong with my back. So I'm on the mend, though. Pretty good there. Now, I will say that while I'm on the mend there, I may have melanoma. I've got a bump on my arm that's not healed all summer, so I'm going to have to see my primary care physician about my melanoma.
Looks like a mole?
No, it's just skin that won't heal on my arm. So, yeah, it's
like a
probably going to have to get
like
removed.
Yucky.
Not quite open wound, but it just is. Yeah, it's not great. So
you're complaining about your back.
I could have melanoma. Yes.
But did anything else happen?
Oh yeah. The wife.
Did your wife
had a
go through
baby.
something worse?
Did you get some Winnie the Pooh things already? Because you're gonna have a baby for New Year's Eve.
There was a Winnie the Pooh outfit for newborns at Target. I was gonna grab.
Yeah, I don't think we got any Winnie the Pooh stuff. No, the wife had our baby. Baby's doing very well.
Child.
Wife is doing well.
The
So
child.
in honor, you're gonna hit. How many times are you gonna hit that?
That's what
The
she said.
child.
Hey, Boogie.
I'm gonna hit
In honor of the baby's arrival, we are covering Look Who's Talking, the John Travolta, Kirstie Allen classic. But a couple other things on the news. So I finally got my copy of Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed Collector's Edition. I got a little short review video coming for that. I got through the tutorial last night, then I got tired because I've not been sleeping because of said baby. And then my back hurting so bad it kept me up for quite a bit too. So the combination. And then everyone was like, "Oh my God, they're making a new Back to the Future," and you're like, "No, they're working on something." And so Christopher and Mr. Michael are doing a little collaboration on a clothing line from Back to the Future.
Weed every day.
So that's all that is.
My
So,
bad.
You have a line of weed.
They should. I would smoke that shit.
Are you gonna order the Urkel weed?
Nah. I mean, if I ever went to a dispensary and they had it, I might be like, yeah, sure. I tried Tommy Chong's weed.
Did you guys get anything?
Of course I did.
Oh yeah. So Nick and I are seeing Clerks 3 this week with Kevin Smith.
These are my Ghostbusters items from Sonic.
Oh.
A glow-in-the-dark Slimer spoon. That one's pretty slick. There's also a Stay Puffed Straw Buddy, but it's a mini puffed, but it has Stay Puffed on the front. It shows on the back that it's a mini puffed that hugs onto a straw. This is not
no
food,
food
you
in
can
it.
sniff it though. This one is the PKE one that you see.
Oh, that's big.
Yeah.
Nice.
And there is the Proton Blaster, is what they call it, which is the neutron wand thrower there.
It says, "Hey parents, the original Ghostbusters is available now on disc and digital." No shit.
And then there's the Slurpin' Slimer spoon, which this spoon comes out of his mouth, you see?
Oh, that's cool.
So there's 2 Slimers, a Stay Puffed, a thrower.
Did you get it at
the PKE? There you go. Yeah, pretty cool. They were about $1 each. I bought them separately.
Oh.
I grabbed the drink while I was there when I did that. Those are at Sonic
Oh,
right
yeah.
now.
As Justin was saying, we're going to go to the, what do they call it? Kevin Smith Roadshow, Clerks 3, whatever.
Yeah, Inconvenience Tour.
That was a Q&A before and or after.
Yeah, I already saw it. Like a month
Justin and I have
a half
not
ago,
seen
but-
it at all, right, Justin?
Correct. I have not seen it. I have not.
I
picked
figured
it
I
up.
might as well wait and watch it for the first time with my $65 ticket.
Yeah, me too.
There
That's what
might
I
be
figured.
more spoilers for it on the internet, but there were
I
none
really
really.
haven't
So
seen too much talk about it.
I got a couple
It's-
magazines this week. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, what'd you get?
I got a couple Starlogs and some other things here. This one is the Starlog for August of presumably 1992, maybe even 91. I don't know what
It doesn't
month.
say the date on it for you.
No, it just says August, number 169. But it is the Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey and Terminator 2 issue.
Hell yeah, that's an awesome issue right there.
I had to pick that up. I was like, well, of course.
These are all in pretty good condition.
And none of them are more than $4, so. This one is Kid Power. Now, this might not interest either of you as much, but it has some Dragon Ball Z stuff, Powerpuff Girls, Power Rangers, Britney Spears, Aaron Carter, who just died apparently.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. So check that out. It's pretty cool, like fucking vibrant cover. I like that. And an issue of Nickelodeon Magazine, Winter Fun, the best of Nickelodeon Magazine. It's
I didn't even know they made such a thing.
You didn't? I had Nickelodeon Magazine as a kid, a subscription.
Not me.
Yeah, I don't know when this one's exactly from, but
Wish I kept my Ghostbusters magazines, but I only read like the comics that was in it.
either way, it has SpongeBob on the front.
The X-Files.
Yes, the official X-Files magazine. Got an issue with that just because they had it, and I was like, sick. I love X-Files.
David Duchovny.
Look how
centerfold.
hot they are on the front. I want to be in between them.
Youthful, exuberant.
Yeah, in either position, by the way. Another Starlog. This one has exclusive interviews for X-Files. Deep Impact, Godzilla, and Lost in Space. This one was only $2, but I really liked how it had Deep Impact and X-Files.
There you go.
The Signs
Nice choice.
Signs issue of Starlog, which also has some Spy Kids stuff. Spider-Man. Got the old
Spider-Man.
old man on the cover there. Did Justin disappear?
Mm-hmm. You got bored with your magazine talk.
My magazines are fucking cool. I don't know what you're talking about. And then we got
I made my podcast disappear.
apparently I got a Fangoria here that has
Candyman.
Candyman Day of the Dead on the front, but I got it because it has a thing on Idle Hands
Candyman.
and a thing on Existence, which is a Cronenberg movie, and the Brendan Fraser Mummy. Actually,
Classic.
might be something else on there too. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Show you the cover there. Classic. We have another Starlog that has
Congo
on the front, but also some more X-Files stuff and Outer Limits and Batman Forever. Something about Alf's dirty linen.
And you got Tales from the Hood on the back.
Yeah, pretty slick. I got an issue of Us Weekly. Check that bad boy out.
It's pretty slick. little Twin Peaks action. Beautiful.
Harry and Cooper. Agent Dale Cooper. And we got 2 more issues of Fangoria here. This one has The Ring and Red Dragon. So you got fucking Hannibal Lecter on the front there. That's pretty cool.
Oh.
And this one I got because it has X-Files and Lost Highway. But it has Hemogoblin on the front. But I mainly got it for the Lost Highway bit because I'm a David Lynch fan, as you know.
You got a couple novels too.
Yeah, just I nickel and dime my purchases. So Hannibal, just because I'm reading Silence of the Lambs right now. So I found that for $2 at the Goodwill, and also found this copy of Jaws, which is from the 70s, from when it came out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, little fucking
Bruce the Shark is where he gets his name, is from the book.
And it says, now a spectacular motion picture from Universal. So, it's like the one that came out when the movie came out. That's pretty cool.
Jaws universe, the shark has a name. His name is Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so my big item here is...
And I bought you a copy of Last Action Hero on VHS, but it's out there.
Nice. So I got Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed Collector's Edition. So the Collector's Edition had an extra little slip of paper in here with my early access to some of the items in there. So pretty basic there. This is basically what you get for the extra $30. Cardboard box. Now the print quality is pretty impressive on it. I like that.
Yeah, it looks pretty.
Box looks pretty good, but here's the thing. For an extra $30, this thing came like the cardboard in here is like already ripped. Like it ripped somehow when it was shipping. Because there's nothing in there. There's no protection in there. So the game was just in here like this and just wiggling around. So already kind of ripped up in there. And you're like, well, maybe they could have done a little bit better product design. Looks good. The texturing's good. All that's great. And then stickers. Okay. I could do stickers anytime. These are cheap stickers. Like when I've printed stickers for the podcast before, I get high quality stickers that are thick, that are laminate. I go all the whole quality stuff. So those stickers are really cheap on really thin paper, really thin sticker paper. So
does your poster look like it's wadded up?
No, I mean, it's got all the
creases are really bad. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's creased like that, but I mean, you could frame it in there and it's going to look okay. But for the size of that box, they could have easily rolled this and put it in there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a nice little poster, but in all honesty, not worth the $30 extra for that and the early access to stuff within the game. I don't know yet. I haven't gotten that far. So we'll see. But if you're on the fence about spending the extra money, you already got a copy.
Oh, I think all that.
I
think all that early access stuff came on any physical copy you bought, because like Wheeland got a physical copy and it had all that shit. And the RTV trap's bugged, so you don't even like level up your trap.
Well, what I was going to say is, this is cool, but it's not $30 cool. That's my thing. Is
I like to find somebody 3D print that book.
Well, 3D printing or someone actually printing a copy,
why couldn't they have released
size copy of that?
Why couldn't they have released that actual Tobin Spirit guide that they released in the red and the green and actually made it look like the book like that?
Because that doesn't match the new movie Afterlife. So why would they re-release that old book? Because this is based on the Afterlife version of Tobin Spirit Guide we see, right? This is very similar to what Ray has in the bookshop. That I don't even know if you actually get a good shot of it in the movie.
I thought that looked predated Afterlife in the expanded universe somewhere.
Not that,
but I mean,
not that model of the book.
Like the release, if they made it look like an old book instead of like a modern book, I think that would have been cool.
Well, yeah, I think that's what we all kind of. Because in that,
it was soft cover.
Is not like a bunch of ghosts that you haven't heard of either or anything. It's just the ones from the shit.
I was disappointed by that. But
same.
It's cool to have.
I mean, it's still cool, yeah, but it could be cooler.
They could always do it in the future.
Yeah. It's just kind of one of those things. If you're going to do that, I would have loved to seen it to be a bigger size. And yeah, to your point, you could 3D print a cover that's actually textured like that, or you could actually print that. And what I would love to see someone is do like a slip book cover that's closer to size for that, or even make a book safe. Make a book safe that's Tobin Spirit Guide that looks just like it does in Afterlife.
Mm-hmm.
Because like this is cool, but for the size, it's still very small compared to the size of the book in the movie.
Right.
So
it's still very small, though.
It's also a prominent role in the video game as well.
Well, yeah, that's obviously why they packaged it in there, but you think it would just be a little bit more accurate in size for that extra money. So, I mean, I don't know if that's $30 worth of cardboard right there. And the poster and stickers, man, you can get that stuff printed for next to nothing. So
I saw the Jada Ecto 1, the one that's like this big, at Walmart.
Yep.
But the packaging was fucking busted up, so I didn't buy it. They only had one. I was like,
I haven't seen one of those in a minute.
I don't have any of them. It's not the small one. The Jada one.
Yeah.
Mid-size one. I had never seen one in person, so.
So Justin, you haven't played against a human yet, right?
No, I have not. So I got through the tutorial last night, and then like I said, I got kind of tired, just went and crashed out, and I've had a
what's your
pretty
what's your impression so far? I mean, against humans is just going to be more difficult. That's really going to be the only difference.
Yeah, the game mechanics I like, they're pretty solid. So on the PS5 with the new controller on there, I'm just kind of getting started on the PS5. I like how they have the R2 and L2 buttons that like have dynamics to them. So you have to push it a little bit harder to like make the throw or go and things like that. So it's got pretty good controls on it. I like the mechanics of the game and stuff. The jumping is interesting, and some of the other tools, like, they're okay. I haven't found a way to run yet, but I haven't really messed with it too much. Can you run in the game at all, Nick?
Yeah, you push in the direction stick.
Oh, you push in it. Okay. Because that was the only thing.
It should be the same way on PS5. That's a lot of games.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was just thinking back to Ghostbusters, the video game, is like, hey, is that going to kind of be there? Or is that going to work that way? Which, speaking of, so I got this, and then I got a copy of the Ghostbusters 2016 game. Hadn't heard anything about it, but it was basically next to nothing on on eBay. So
here
it's
here it's similar to Sanctum of Slime, but not as good. Is that
okay? Well, Sanctum of Slime, I didn't like it first, but I was playing with my kids a while back when I was first showing them some video games, and like,
well, anything's fun for a little while with other people.
Well, yeah, as a 4-player game, or a 3 or 4-player game, it's great. But as a standalone 1-player game, not the best. But it was more or less just to have it in the collection, right? So it was cheap enough, and I was like, I'll get it since I can play it on the PS5, PS4 game. And then the Ghostbusters, the video game remastered, was on sale for like $7 on PlayStation. But if you have a PlayStation Plus account, which I wound up getting a year, prepaid for a year, you got a discount on it. So I think I paid $5 for it.
Did you already have the remaster?
I had it for Switch, but I was like, well, may as well throw it on the PS5 just to have it.
Yeah.
So just for that price, I was like, yeah, it makes no reason not to get it. It's cheap. So, and then the only other pickup I had was I pre-ordered one of the ET figures from NECA. Pre-ordered the ET in the flannel shirt, because I like the accessories that came with that one the best.
There's fucking 8 ETs at Walmart today.
Yeah, ET showing up everywhere.
The dress one.
Yeah, which is so strange considering.
Oh, they had more than one version out already?
Apparently.
Oh.
This one, there was one that was like spectacular dress-wearing ET, or the other one's just like, regular ass ET.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, and I'm almost
fucking Alf.
Well, I'm wondering if Alf got made and then like got logged up in some of that shipping and distribution nonsense that happened.
It has been delayed at least once, so yeah.
Well, because they showed photos for it originally over a year ago, and I ordered mine through Deep Discount, and so Deep Discount said it had a release date of like October 17th or something like that. Still hasn't shipped.
September.
The fact that I'm seeing ET, but I still haven't seen Griff or the new Doc or the fucking Wolfman. I see no NECA over here.
Your Targets suck for sure.
Well, and Walmart. There's two. I checked the other
Walmart's
Target because I was
Walmart.
DoorDashing in Independence for the first half of the day, and I checked.
Walmarts are always a disaster.
Well, their Walmart over there doesn't even carry them, but the Target over there, I checked the Target over here and the Walmart just because I was in all three today. But
Oh, I also pre-ordered the Back to the Future accessory set, which honestly, if you're going to buy anything, it sucks because shipping was $15 for a $35 set. So it's $50 to get the accessory kit. And there's the only shipping option available is the $14.99 shipping. You're like,
you can't get that anywhere but ordering it from them too. So I'm like, I don't even know how I want to order it because I can't find your other fucking figures.
Yeah, I've got the whole line open, and I randomly came across the Griff. I saw him one time, and I saw one of them, and then I saw the radiation gear dock and picked that up. And the only reason I even picked that up is since I opened the other ones recently. I picked that up because the box is fucked up already. So it was like, well, if I'm going to keep these in box, I wouldn't have bought it. But since I'd recently opened them, I was like, well, I'll go ahead and snag that one then, since I'm going to get rid of it anyway. I've got limited space.
I don't know. Yeah, there's just a distribution sucked for about an entire year now over here.
Well, and I'm seeing a backlog of old figures at all the Targets near me, or the ones I've been to.
Every time they restock, it's just a bunch of really old shit.
Yeah.
It's, like I can't tell you how many Halloween Kills figures I've seen, and the standards, like there's some random Freddy ones and stuff like that. So.
And there's
really
I'll see one Terminator 2 figure or one busted up box of something Ninja Turtles shit. And I keep seeing those glow-in-the-dark mummy figures for NECA, but that's the only one I see in that. At this point, I'm like, man, if I saw a Wolfman, I'd consider buying it just so I'd fucking have one, just because I can't. I don't want to fucking order this shit online and have to pay for all that extra shipping. It makes a fucking action figure almost $50.
I can get them for you on the Kansas side. They still have all those things, including the new dock.
Well, you'll have to hit me up when I see it next.
I don't see RoboCop. I don't know if you want that, but
no,
I've only seen RoboCop a couple times.
I would like RoboCop. I would like Terminator, but you know what I mean, like.
Yeah. But yeah, I can get you Mummy and Doc or whatever, probably.
All right, so let's jump in.
Not the Mummy. I need Wolfman. I have the Mummy.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've been taking a break from buying a lot of shit.
Yeah, I get it.
I
get it.
When I started doing the McFarlane DC Multiverse line, I just...
Oh, yeah, you were buying a fuck ton.
In such a short time, I bought, not all of them, but a good chunk of them, and spent a lot of money, so...
Yeah, makes sense. Take your time and circle back to it later when you're ready to find some new stuff again. And it also seems like that's the one thing that's annoying about toy collecting is because you see the same shit over and over, and it's always boring.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's fun to see something new, but how often do you get that fun feeling when you're shopping? It's like, oh, something new. And then it's like, once in a while.
Seems like a lot of the stuff that I collect kind of release all at the same time, like the Mario stuff or
Have
the
you
DC
seen
stuff.
Hot Wheels has Top Gun airplanes out now that are just the airplanes? They're like
I bought one of those.
Like $6.99.
I bought the F-14 that's in that higher end packaging. I bought one of those like a year ago.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I only just now saw one for the first time. I didn't know they made those. I only knew they made the Matchbox one, that pack.
Yeah, no, I saw that and got it a while back. And
did you see it on the Kansas side?
No, I got that in Missouri originally at Ward Parkway. So.
Oh, well, Ward Parkway. You probably don't go over there either. Too often, right? Yeah.
Never.
That's on the border, so.
He travels more for work than I do. I stay in the same area for work. Well, pretty much just Blue Springs and occasionally Independence, but.
Well, that other one's kind of on the way to drop off the
entire metro.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I've worked in Lee Summit too, but.
Lee Summit's better than Blue Springs and Independence.
Well, Independence is not great. I like Blue Springs better.
Blue Springs is better than Independence for sure.
I don't like
Independence
super far distances. So
Independence is the worst, for sure. Should I put this out?
Oh, the other thing I didn't get to show off, speaking of Top Gun, was my Top Gun Maverick vinyl score finally shipped and arrived today.
Yeah, I've been debating buying the Blu-ray now that I keep seeing it in stores, but putting it off. I don't need it yet.
I haven't watched it again since.
But I do want to buy it for the collection and watch it again.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that yet, and I'm like, okay, do I go with the 4K collector set? And I'm like, well, the collector set's okay, but I don't necessarily have to have it.
two-banger?
So
check online. They might have a 2-pack for 4K with the original. You know.
I bet they do.
Well, they do, and the collector's edition I was looking at was like that, but I think it was even more than the Ghostbusters collector set, and I'm like, that's only 2 movies, so I'm not going to drop that kind of money on. But I might just see if there's a 4K 2-pack. So, but yeah, that score arrived today. It was originally supposed to be just like regular plain black vinyl, 180 gram, and then they upgraded it to like white vinyl. I didn't crack it open yet, but been listening to a lot more vinyl lately, so probably throw that on and check it out here tomorrow.
Fancy.
Did you you know how they say if you play like Mozart for a for a fetus, they become really smart? Do you play your movie vinyls?
Should play Angelo Badalamenti
for the baby
Twin Peaks soundtrack.
When she was pregnant, did you play vinyl movie scores?
I did. Well, I mean, occasionally, but like, you know, like I said, I don't listen to vinyl all the time, but I also got a little device to help clean the needle more regularly, as much as I've been listening lately. So
is that what you call a fleshlight and masturbating? Cleaning the needle? I got a new toy for cleaning the needle.
Yeah.
Little rubber pussy. Anyway, we're about to review Look Who's Talking.
Yeehaw, here it is. You showing off your copy there? Or Nick's showing off your copy, Alec.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of those movies that was always on as a kid and I watched a million times for some reason.
My mom really liked this movie. I was talking to her on the phone about it today, actually.
I think it was a pretty popular movie, especially on HBO or whatever it was on.
I mean, they made 2 sequels for it, if that says anything. So yeah, it's
yeah, and I watched those and loved them as a kid too.
Same. So this is directed by Amy Heckerling, written as well. She also directed Fast Times at Ridgemont High, fucking classic. Clueless, European Vacation, which
not her best work.
yeah. And then the sequels to this, she did both as well.
She wrote and directed both sequels?
At least directed both. I don't know about wrote for sure, but probably.
I felt like they were pretty equal in quality.
Yeah, I'm not 100%. I haven't watched them in a while. I remember Danny DeVito's the voice of the dog, though, so we got to check that out. That's a Christmas movie, though, so we'll reserve that for when we're running low.
And then Roseanne
voices
the sister in the second
We're running out of
right?
Christmas movies. Look Who's Talking
Oh yeah,
now? Is that what the third one's called?
Yeah, and that's Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, I mean, you know, we're doing this one during the holidays, kind of, and we should do the second one.
I saw the other day when I was picking up those magazines, I saw a Rosie O'Donnell Barbie. I just figured I had to point that out.
Wow.
It was literally Barbie branded Rosie O'Donnell, and she was not shaped like a Barbie. She was shaped like Rosie O'Donnell.
She was shaped like a linebacker.
Oh, Jesus, Nick.
Allegedly.
You had to be there. You had to be there. But you can go back or forward to listen to that.
We're back.
So this movie opens with talking sperm, basically.
Well, it opens with the egg
before
traveling,
that.
and then the lava lamp bit,
and then she professes her love for an unattractive older man.
My God, is he fucking cringe, and he just makes my fucking butthole dry
Well,
up.
it starts as like, is that her dad?
He's making it crawl back up.
He's pretty hideous, right? And it's one of those things where, like, when people say they're attracted to money or they're attracted to intelligence, besides like someone's physical appearance, clearly she was attracted to the
money and stability. Like, that's what she saw there. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she let him come in her.
Apparently.
Not on birth control, I assume.
Yeah, and that's why, I don't know. She's like, I haven't had good sex in a while. Like, clearly, probably ever, because this goon does not. I'm sorry, he does not stir the pot. You know what I'm saying? He probably don't even eat pussy. You know what I'm saying?
Our Scientologists.
John Travolta, he eats pussy. At least this character of John Travolta does.
Our Scientologists.
He eats ass. I mean, let's be honest. Maybe not her ass. Like, maybe not. They're not doing that. But he's eating ass before that character. He's eating ass.
Well, Travolta eats anyone's ass.
Probably. What are you gonna?
Well, his character is like what they started the whole Bang Bus franchise around. Like this guy, this taxi driver that just goes around and like just eats ass and licks buttholes and everything, like in the back of the taxi.
Called Fake Taxi is the porn here.
Nick's an expert on the fine details of that. I love
Travolta's is Travolta a Scientologist too, right?
Yeah.
Are they
allegedly?
he's also people have said
he's allegedly gay.
Yeah, I was about to say people have described him as gay too. I'm not gay. I'm just a Scientologist. You know, I'm a cool guy. I eat ass. What?
Men's ass. Allegedly.
All sorts of ass.
Dog's ass.
So there's before we get too deep into this, there's two things in this movie that cracked me
Before
up.
we get too deep into this, I'm gonna lick it first.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it makes it easier.
Travolta impression's terrible, but I like it because of that. You know, you always got you take a chance by doing a new impression sometimes, and you
It's
could get
charming.
better at it, or you could just keep it terrible and hilarious.
What were you gonna say, Justin?
Sorry.
So the closed captioning on this movie was so off. It was just like kind of something similar to what they said. And so I watched a digital copy on. I watched it on Vudu. So we started watching this before we went to the hospital. And so we watched the first half there, and then we watched the second half in the hospital after the baby was born.
God.
What were we watching that one night, and the subtitles was way off of what they actually said? What was that?
Oh, I don't know, but I hate it so much when that happens.
Were we doing a commentary, or I don't know?
It was just like generalized instead of like getting word for word what they said. They're just kind of like saying something similar, and you're like, "What? Did you even watch this?"
Oh yeah.
Well, they don't give a shit about deaf people. What? They don't want to give them all the words.
Yeah. So you got your deaf friends are quoting movies inaccurately because they're reading subtitles that are wrong.
For our deaf audience listening tonight, you need to do something about this.
Okay.
You can read the closed captioning.
Did
YouTube does a better job than they do.
For our deaf audience listening, that was the joke there, Justin. Jesus Christ. My next note is
YouTube has closed captioning, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It automatically does.
They probably do a better job.
The Beach Boys
That's what I was
screaming jizz. That's my yeah. And also, this is apparently Frankenstein's cum because it's electric.
Well, there's electrical impulses in body. I don't know.
Yeah, but this
I don't know
more
about
like,
when they fertilize an egg.
This,
but...
yeah, this was like science fiction looking at this point.
How many?
Baby has an inner monologue of an adult, so there's some science fiction going on.
Yeah, Bruce Willis too.
Was this intended to attract children to enjoy the film? Is it like Ghostbusters or something where kids just happen to like it? Because it's a lot of adult themes, but then it cuts to the baby's inner monologue, so it's kind of tonally all over the place.
Yeah.
Like when the baby's talking and doing stuff, it's for kids, but otherwise it's some pretty heavy themes. Right?
Well, there's tits and 16 candles, and that's rated PG. So the world is a weird place.
But I mean, did they intend for this to be for children, or
I don't
just
know
for
what they
adults,
intended, but
or for adults to be like, oh, that's a cute baby talking? And
well, I don't know. Like, look how many people like learned about sperms getting, impregnating an egg from.
Yeah, this is the movie where I understood how babies are made.
Yeah, it explains a lot. Better than a lot of schools or religions do.
Major Garland Briggs from Twin Peaks is her gynecologist.
Yes, he's amazing in this movie.
The
He's
owls
great.
are not what they seem.
He also played the twins in Mom and Dad Save the World, right? They shot themselves in the head.
I don't think that's him.
I'm pretty sure.
It's different. I'm pretty sure. I know who you're talking about. Those are the twins from. That's not the same guy, but those are the twins. They're in Terminator 2.
Oh, they look like them, I guess.
And they're in Gremlins 2.
Oh, they are actually twins, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's right.
Because he's twins in Terminator 2. Remember when they look at each other?
No.
They're actually twins there. Yeah. Because actually, have you looked at behind? I'm sorry, I have to go on a rampant side quest here about Terminator 2. But have you looked at the thing where Linda Hamilton has a twin sister also?
Yeah.
And you've seen the way they shot that scene with her, where it's not actually a fucking mirror, it's her twin. Have you seen that behind the scenes footage of that, Justin?
Probably in the 90s, because didn't they have like the director's cut with all the bonus features and making of stuff on there on VHS?
That's so fucking crazy.
Didn't she do a stunt for her too or something?
Shit, that'd be brutal. Doing stunts for your famous fucking
sister.
Or you could probably get away with a lot of shit though. If your twin was famous, you just claim you were them and
get good tables at restaurants.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
probably the power you could have. Or
well, it's like Tom Hanks's brother is just
he does all the voice acting.
He does a bunch of voice
does a
acting
video
for Tom
game.
that Tom doesn't want to do. Yeah, all the stuff Tom doesn't want to do for
all
like
the
Toy
dolls.
Story and anything else. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this movie, you know, this lady gets knocked up by an ugly man that's her boss or one of her clients. I guess she's an accountant or something boring.
Yeah, he's a client.
Yeah.
And so he randomly bangs her in the office, and what do you know? She's got a bun in the oven.
She tells her
speed through
mom that it's
well, he's married to and has kids.
And he's really hideous
and lying about
creepy,
getting a divorce,
and she's saying, "I don't want to do this anymore." And all he's doing is kissing all over her, and
yeah, he basically forces himself
coercion,
on
if
her.
nothing
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Creepster.
Creep, yeah.
And her mom says, "That's only for ugly people and lesbians."
Wow.
You know, artificial insemination.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's some controversial shit in there.
Rosie
Now that
O'Donnell
didn't
did
age
that.
well.
What was that, Justin?
I said there's just some of this shit hasn't aged very well. It's just controversial and kind of fucking insensitive, but you know, they're trying to be hilarious at the time.
yeah,
so
like
there's a bunch of the
They try to make it seem like the fucking thing about bulimia earlier too. Like they were trying to like make light of bulimia. It sounded like the characters were and shit before.
He was throwing up.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Well, they were talking about his wife has bulimia.
Oh yeah.
And she's very sick. It's a very serious disease. And I said, it is a fucking very serious disease. Like shit.
Well, they definitely don't play him up as being a good person. So.
Well, he's not the one saying that. She is. She's saying that to her like coworker. She's discussing him and his wife. So it's just a weird thing. Yeah, Travolta drives her, having her fucking baby.
after there's that planes, trains, and automobiles scene of, hey, that's my cat. Can I have this cab? I'm pregnant. I'm in labor. No, fuck off. Like the typical asshole New Yorker kind of moment they got to throw in there.
Yeah.
That's what caused all the slime.
Exactly.
This is a prequel to Ghostbusters 2. Little do you know.
I just want to see Ghostbusters 2 where Oscar talks and is voiced by Bruce Willis. Can we do that movie? I hope that's
you
the next
originally
Jason
wanted
Reitman
this
movie.
baby.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I hope that's what Jason Reitman's doing now.
Oh, well, actually, yeah, there is. It could very well be a Ghostbusters universe because in a minute she says, "Fuck my breathing," just like fucking Dana Barrett, basically.
Yeah, that's true.
The smoking man from Exorcist is in here, and he gives her Demerol. That's pretty funny.
Lots of drugs.
And then the baby's having a psychedelic vision.
Oh yeah, he gets high.
Yeah, he's high as fuck. And Travolta shows up.
What do y'all think about the special effects of in the womb?
Good enough. For the
I
time,
mean, they're campy, but they're intentional, and so it feels like they just reused something that was already used for like an educational
Kind of looks like
video.
a fetus right before he's born, doesn't he? Or am I remembering wrong?
I think so.
Like he looks like not a fully formed baby. Anyway.
Yeah, and then they obviously go over a course of a year. They have a bunch of actors playing the baby.
I do like the diaphragm joke.
About it being in their purse. Like, why?
Yeah.
Like you haven't cleaned out your purse in a while or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Still carrying your diaphragm around.
You can't have a cigarette around him. Which is again trying to make it seem like I feel like the movie's trying to make it seem like she's being hysterical. But like it comes across as no, really, don't have a cigarette on the baby though.
Like, yeah, like that was around the time
aging.
when people started banning.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's just that's one of those aging things where you genuinely notice it. And you're like, all right, well, this movie kind of makes it out to be that Kirstie Alley is a little bit overreacting and weird in those certain scenarios, but she's like not.
No,
she's in the right.
Well, and that's the social commentary though, because in the early '90s, like when they started banning smoking in restaurants. You know, you already had the smoking, non-smoking sections, but when they just started getting rid of it completely in certain places,
that wasn't
I think
until
that was
10 years after this. Like when I was growing up as an 8-year-old, that we were still doing smoking or non-smoking sections.
Yeah, it was the 2000s, I think.
So
before.
like this was still. I agree with the first part what you're saying, but it's not with when they were banning.
What year was this?
Entirely. Like 89. So
this movie's 89.
Yeah.
Well, License to Kill was also 89, the Bond film, and that was the first movie where they put a smoking warning in the end credits.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it was
Bond
still, it was
in
becoming like a socially aware thing, and they were teaching kids not to smoke and all that. But like, it wasn't fully everywhere. Like it's like
they didn't, but yeah,
how things are now. Like with other shit, I don't have a good example.
I think they tried to segregate smokers more in restaurants, but they didn't ban it for quite a while after this.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's when they just started making smoking non-smoking, right? Because they used to be able to smoke on airplanes. So, like, there's always been the controversy of like, hey,
yeah,
what are you doing?
Smoke anytime, anywhere.
So,
and it's funny that the smoking man is in this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she goes on dates with a couple creepy dudes. I do love.
What's it?
Well, then Travolta tells that one guy all the bad advice.
Bad advice, yeah. About the toupee or whatever. That's pretty funny when he gets the toupee taken off and everyone's like, no, I like it without you. I like it without it. Yeah.
I think it's sexy. Yeah? Oh, I won't put it back on then.
He was probably a decent guy, but he got fucked over by Travolta. Or
I mean, decent guy in the same sense that he would be just like her other guy who knocked her up, probably.
Maybe.
Except that he's not married.
Yeah.
So he has that going. So it's a little bit better. But like, you know, if you watch this, you clearly are you're designed to want to make them fuck. Like that's what you want. Like that's what the movie's trying to get you to want too.
Travolta?
Yes.
And
You want
Kirstie Alley?
Yes. That's what you want.
So they can make a super Scientologist.
Exactly.
Exactly, yeah.
Come on.
So essentially they're trying to I mean, they're just basically trying to build that audience tension up so when they finally get to it.
Will they, won't they?
Because I mean, I think they implied the kid's like almost a year old by the time they finally bang one out.
Well, she kicks him out the first time they try to bang it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
she has like that.
But she has a daydream that
His cousin Eddie.
White trash because
Did you know?
Yeah.
Did you notice? I should say when they go to Abe Vigoda's, and it's the same audio clip from that movie that's in Christmas Vacation. Is it White Christmas or Miracle on 34th Street? Which one is it? Every time a fucking bell rings, an angel gets its wing. That clip, the same audio clip from Christmas Vacation, is what he's watching. The same like length of clip and everything. So that's
probably what they got approved
year.
for the background. Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, he gets fucking. She punches him when he takes the baby out.
Oh, when he takes the baby
kidnaps
out
the
to run
baby.
errands. Yeah, he does. He legit takes that baby. Doesn't tell her what's up.
Yeah, that's a kidnapping.
Well, he doesn't want to wake her up.
Yeah.
That's a straight up kidnapping.
He didn't leave a note
that's-
either. Though. He could at
And
least
so-
he should at least left a note. I'd say.
He gets punched and
And he's a pilot in this movie, like Travolta is in real life.
well, yeah. By the time you're in the third movie, he's an airline pilot.
Mm-hmm.
And
And maybe he's sleeping with a stewardess. So.
oh yeah, he is porking her.
Because Kirstie had put on a little weight by then, so
Um.
he's looking at the slimmer models.
Oh, I love it when he's doing the splinter, you know, and he pulls the splinter out. I've never had one that big in me.
Oh,
and the mom's listening. And he walks out and zips up his fly.
It's like a Three's Company thing.
Yeah. The zipping of the fly is the perfect part, though.
Yeah, it is. That's hilarious because like she's eavesdropping and he just goes out and he's like, yeah.
Oh, and when she's having the date with the wig dude. I like how he sits down and changes the channel, and Mikey's like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "It's the Bear Show," and it's the fucking old
snuggled teddy bear like.
I love those commercials too. So like, I remember as a kid watching this, and be like, "Hell yeah, it's the Bear Show! Let's watch it right now." And then like,
it's a snuggly bear. He's friendly.
He keeps changing it back and forth, and I just love how the kid's like, "You dick," basically. That's fun.
Then we get the plot in where the kid's dad wants to like get back into his life.
Oh yeah, he tries to force his way into the apartment when Travolta's there.
And then we see him like banging the
kidney stone story
psychiatrist
during dinner and shit. Yeah, that was fucked.
I mean, they do a good job of playing him, the real dad, of playing him up to be a piece of shit. But I mean, it's like, whoa, like he's got several mistresses and he's out here just banging everything.
Doesn't he call Mikey by the wrong name or something?
Oh, several times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go flying. There's more sexual tension out the ass because they keep bringing up sex and boning. And
and she takes over the joystick,
grabs his stick,
pilots his plane. Yeah,
baby, that feels so good.
Here.
And then later they're about to fuck, and she has that fantasy white trash future, which is hilarious. Who wants a surprise?
Oh, yeah.
Surprise. Could be ham, could be beans, or whatever he fucking says. The point
it's basically
because it's free, don't mean it's bad.
It's like the cousin Eddie, like nightmare.
Like eating ass. It's delicious. You got to get the thetans out of your soul and eat ass. Thetans are a Scientology thing.
Oh, yeah. I saw the South Park episode.
Exactly. Well, no, that's not even it. Like, it's true.
I know. It says this is what they actually think.
Same with the Mormon episode with the dum 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 dum. That shit fucking got me. Yeah, my next note is Albert is a dickhead, goddamn, from when she goes to see him again. Brings Mikey. Oh, I love
doesn't want him to change him on the table. Like, it's just a complete asshole. He's like, this is my table. I eat there. You're like, clean it up, buddy.
I do like that Travolta's ready to kick his ass, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Travolta's all about it.
And then you got to climax this movie with some danger. The kid's running in the street.
Mm-hmm.
This part I can kind of do without. I'm like, all right, movie's over. Like, really?
Yeah, it's this whole final act is just to add some tension so they can finally get together. And you're like, it's so predictable and boring and everything else. And then it's so out of left field too, like where the kid gets into like a car that's getting towed and you're like, what? What are you doing? It's like, did you watch Adventures in Babysitting when writing this scene? Because this is what it feels like.
Baby's Day Out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much. So
overall,
obviously it ends tell you. You can't forget the what's her name, the plastic surgery disaster. What was that broad called? That does the cameo for the voice of the sister.
Joan Rivers.
Yeah.
He could have said the robot from Spaceballs or something.
I mean, shit.
She's dead.
Oh, at least she's covered in a costume in that because Jesus Christ, she's hideous.
She's dead.
I don't care. She's probably. You know how much plastic is still sitting under the grave? Like she won't decompose, so she gets.
Well, if we dug her up right now, she would look exactly the same. That's what you're saying. At least her head would.
I mean, probably the biggest way to tell somebody like that is you got to look at the back of their hands. Do they have old lady hands or not? That's how you know how much plastic surgery someone's had. That kind of work you can have done over the weekend.
Holy shit!
You're quoting a canceled homophobic film.
Which one?
Ace Ventura. Isn't that what he just quoted?
That's not a canceled homophobic film because, again,
it is.
no, it's not. Like Silence of the Lambs, the character is not actually trans.
But I mean,
sorry,
three people on Twitter canceled it though. So.
It has questionable elements for sure. I understand that. I'm not saying it's like completely indefensible that they did that. I'm just saying that the character themselves isn't trans.
I'm not saying that's my opinion.
I guess it still is a little bit homophobic, though. I guess you're right, a little bit. I'd say that it is a little bit, but
he's homophobic, or not homophobic, but transphobic.
Yeah. I don't know.
That movie's problematic, that's for sure.
Yeah, let's just say that. It's problematic, but it isn't.
But Ace Ventura is not supposed to be a role model, so that's kind of the thing.
Well, yeah, the thing is, if you're going to talk about why it's harmful, it's because it makes it seem like people who are insane and crazy want to change genders. I can't pronounce words.
Well, he changed gender just to hide, right?
Exactly. Same in Silence of the Lambs.
Not because he identified as.
Exactly. And Silence of the Lambs, it's done because the person isn't trans, he suspects, that they are, just hate themselves and hate everything about themselves and want to change that constantly. So it's a whole thing about that. But anyway, yeah, look who's talking. Like going from the most lighthearted movie to one of the most fucked up discussions.
I don't think I've seen this since I was a kid.
I have it on DVD.
I haven't.
Have either of you?
Yes.
No, I haven't. It used to play all the time though on cable or whatever else, and so
I remembered everything. Like there was nothing that I didn't remember.
I saw it.
It's a little more cringy for me now because it's kind of cutesy and
right.
But yeah, the things that didn't age well for me.
Yeah.
But it's
still
fun.
The normalization of like the dudes cheating and knocking up other broads, like that's still a problem. But even like back then, they just made it like
I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't say normalization, but yeah, they definitely. I think it's trying to show that guy's an asshole who's doing that.
I think they adequately characterized him as a dickhole.
Well, they villainized him enough, but at the same time, you're like, that's still somebody's. Even in character, that's still someone's father that they've got to deal with as that piece of shit. So,
do you think this is? I
don't know.
He's got a new daddy.
Do you think this is an accurate representation of women preferring somebody with financial stability over someone who's actually good for them?
I think that was just a very common thing at the time, and not among necessarily women, but amongst pop culture and
storytelling. Yes. Mm-hmm. That's an easy storytelling plot to use, right? It's an easy thing to throw in there because it creates drama and tension in a story.
But it also depends on what type of, woman you are. Because there are women like that out there for sure. But I mean, it's not the majority. It's not like every woman out there is doing that. Just like there's assholes who are men, quite a lot of them, there are assholes who are women. It's not fucking exclusive to men, but
oh yeah, humans are trash.
Yeah, basically,
it's not unique to.
Correct.
Maybe one is worse than the other for sure.
A little bit for sure. I'm sorry.
Probably.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's be honest. Well, that's all I got to say about Look Who's Talking. I quite enjoy it. I bought this DVD like 4 or 5 years ago, and then watched it twice. I think this is the third time I've watched the DVD. So,
Justin, are you going to make some Look Who's Talking videos with your new child, where you put the camera on them, but you do the voiceover?
Not for a little while anyway, and I don't know. I mean, that'd be hilarious, but I don't know. I'll consider it, but that's exploiting the child too. So I'll have to think about that.
Yeah,
using a baby that can't talk for me to get famous off making videos about it is a little bit of child exploitation.
But
that's then so they exploited baby Oscar.
Yes, 100%.
I mean, they did it for money.
It's on how much money.
Did it put him through college?
If I offered Justin $1 billion to make one TikTok with his kid right now, he would do it in a heartbeat for sure. Hold on. And if he wouldn't, then he's a moron.
What if this puts your kid through college, though? You're not really exploiting them as much as helping them. Put it in a little fund. Give it all the money to the child.
I would still have to consult the wife on it. For example,
well, you probably need your wife voiceover though, because it's a girl.
The mother of my boys would never do anything like that. Just to be difficult and stubborn, even if you said you're going to give $1 million. Now, if someone offered her and then she had to get my consent, that'd be a whole other thing. But I'm hoping I just win the Powerball tonight because.
Oh yeah, is that tonight?
I spent 600 whole cents on some Powerball tickets. First time I bought Powerball tickets in probably a decade.
I thought you were about to say $600, and I was like, "You dumb bastard!"
Is it one?
No,
I was like, "That's not the person I know."
Isn't it like one?
That's why I said 600 cents.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
$9 billion. Fuck Christ. The worst person's gonna win.
Booger's like, all right, I got to take a piss, so we're gonna end the episode. Like and subscribe, and also check out our Patreon at patreon.com/FrogBrosPodcast. subscribe to us on all the following: TikTok, Instagram, all the things. There's links below if you're watching,
OnlyFans.
or in the description if you're on the audio feeds. Yeah. Thanks for listening.